dogs and restaurants. Maybe you think you can't even enjoy a meal if you can't bring your dog along with you. Maybe your dog is beautifully trained. Maybe your dog appreciates good food of restaurant caliber. Or maybe the last thing you want in a restaurant or anywhere near food that you're about to eat is somebody else's dog. 0207 862 2222. That's the number. Do give us a ring. We're asking because Martina Navratilova, the tennis legend, was turned away from Wimbledon, a restaurant nearby, because she had her 15-year-old dachshund with her. Tiny little thing. It's a miniature dog. It was in her handbag. So do you think they should have just said, oh, for goodness sake, come in, it would be a pleasure? Or do you think dogs do not belong in restaurants? Let's start with Emily on this. What do you think, Emily?
I kind of think it's up to the restaurant, it's up to the establishment to have their own rules. I think, because obviously when you're presented with a dog, you never quite know whether it's going to be a well-behaved dog. Is it more importantly going to be a well-behaved owner? I think that's the crucial thing there. So I kind of think it's up to the establishment. I don't have any... I tend to think that maybe dogs with owners sitting outside is fine. Inside a restaurant, I mean, again, it depends on the dog, depends on the owner. I don't have any issue either way. I think Wimbledon and the restaurant that Martina Navratilova went to is well within their rights to turn her away. And why is she taking her dog around with her anyway? Why not get a dog sitter?
It's the kind of dog that you'd carry around in your handbag, so you put it in your handbag when you go out with your keys and your phone and you take it wherever you go, I suppose.
I feel like a dog... You see, I probably will end up getting cancelled for this, but I feel like a dog that fits in a handbag is a cat and should just be left at home. No,
don't say that. People they'll say that's my baby and I wouldn't leave it at home.
Listen, it's all fine. I find there is an entitlement to Martina's sentiments here. She say something like this is the first time the dog had been not allowed in a... And I just think I don't want a dog nipping at my feet while I'm in a restaurant.
Well,
I have to say that did happen to me just the other day.
Oh, really?
Yes, not nipping, but generally sort of sniffing and going around.
A dog in
a restaurant, under the table.
A different table. And
well, it was the adjoining table to the table that I was at with my chum. It was outside, but it was the evening. So you think dogs should be at home and in bed at that time? No, not really. And you know, the people, you know what people are like? They always say, oh, he's just a silly, you know, or, you know, give him a push, tell him to go away. I wasn't complaining, but every time the dog was kind of getting its lead all kind of caught up around my ankles, and it wasn't a terrible thing.
But I mean, that's a bad owner. That is a bad owner, because I do think that the owner should have said, should have taken the dog away, or should have remonstrated with the dog, or, you know...
Or asked you, are you all right with
Are you
with
okay?
the dog?
Exactly,
Because
because
that's
that's a bad...
enjoying having a dog kind of going around your ankles with a lead and generally... But obviously it wasn't terrible either. It wasn't being tortured. Should these people have been able to bring their dog for a delicious dinner? I think we were in Primrose Hill in North London. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be the person that said no, would I?
A dog area.
What do you mean a dog area?
Well, an
Like a
area
smoking
in
area.
the restaurant where you can have dog owners and you can have non-dog owners, and therefore I could bring Dominique Devereaux and Dolly Parton to there they are. My partner.
Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous.
And they're
wow.
so well behaved.
Right.
And
But you are a good owner.
I'm a good owner.
You're
So
a
I
good
think
owner.
that certainly pubs are a brilliant place to take dogs. And I love pubs that allow you to take dogs in there and that have eating areas.
Let's go straight to Ian in London. Ian, what do you think?
Good afternoon, Vanessa and gang.
Hi, sweetheart. What do you reckon?
Definitely should be allowed, without doubt. My mum used to live in the New Forest, and when I'd go down there, I'd take my little dog, and she could go everywhere, pubs, restaurants, coffee shops, the lot. She was welcome everywhere. In London, where I live, it's an absolute nightmare. You can take her to a pub maybe, but if you want to eat, you can't go into the restaurant part if they've got a restaurant part. You can only eat at the bar, which is fine by me.
Yes.
But it's still, coffee shops are a nightmare. You can't take her anywhere. And she's such a sociable little dog. She loves coming out with me, but most of the time she has to stay at home, which I think is pretty bad.
What kind of a dog is she?
She's a Yorkshire Terrier crossed with a Chihuahua, so she's only little.
Oh, she's tiny then.
Yeah, but she, as I say, all she would do, she'd come in, she'd sit down by my side, she wouldn't budge. I mean, I know larger dogs may be a problem, but it's just how they're behaved. If they're behaving well, then I don't see what the problem is. at all.
And yet, although she's adorable, she's not welcome at lots of the places that you go to, so has to be left at home, which is a bit mean, Krista, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. And actually, I went shopping the other day, and Battersea Power Station, which is now a big shopping centre in London, they are really dog friendly. So that was the reason I went, was because I was taking the dogs out first, and then we were going around all the lovely shops in there, and all the dogs were wandering around. They were loving it.
Next to the dogs and cats home, isn't it?
Exactly. So
They have to be nice. They have to be nice.
Let's bring in Sharon in Staffordshire. Tell me, Sharon, you wouldn't be comfortable in a restaurant with a dog at the table next to you?
Good afternoon, lovely Vanessa and panel. And
Hello,
Cristo.
Sharon.
Good afternoon, Cristo.
Hello.
Now, Vanessa, hell no, no dogs in restaurants, especially with my OCD. How would I cope with having a dog by me? No, dogs are not clean. They are not clean. They put their mouth all over the floor and everything. No, definitely not.
And have you had to brave it? I mean, have you found yourself in a restaurant and the people next to you have brought their dog or no?
I would never go to a restaurant where dogs are allowed. No way would I. And the kind of restaurants that I go to, they wouldn't allow dogs in anyway.
Sharon.
Yes.
Sharon. Dolly,
and I do love Cristo, but Cristo, no. Sorry, dog.
Dolly and Dee Dee have their paws washed and their backsides washed every single day. They're probably cleaner than I am. You probably get more illness sitting next to me in a restaurant.
I hope
Sharon.
that you wash your backside every day, Cristo.
I just can't have my guests ask each other whether they wash each other's backsides. I just can't. I don't know what to do. This is getting out of control.
But I don't like. I do.
Can I confirm Cristo is very clean?
Yeah, he is very clean. I can confirm that.
And smells divine.
Divine, yeah.
I really applaud that, and I'm totally with Sharon. If all dog owners washed their dogs' behinds every day, I'd be like, come on in, sit at the table, sit on my lap, sit at the table with me.
How could you confirm that, though? Let's go to Elaine in Buckinghamshire. Elaine, what do you think?
No, I'm like your last caller, totally against dogs in restaurants. I think there is a time and a place for dogs, and I think they must get a little bit bored sitting in a restaurant for a couple of hours while you have a meal. But no, I do not agree with dogs in restaurants.
Have you ever had to put up with it, though, Elaine? Have you ever been eating in a restaurant and there's been a dog there?
I did once. I was with my sister. We were going to have a nice afternoon tea.
Yeah.
And I was sitting on a longish table, and then there was somebody come in with this Alsatian dog who was puffing and panting everywhere. And I actually asked to be moved. I thought I cannot sit next to a dog that's puffing and panting while I'm trying to have a nice afternoon tea.
Gosh, she's brave to do that, because I never said a word when this dog was virtually tying me up in its lead, and it was only the other day. I just sat there. I wouldn't say I loved it. I didn't say a word. Elaine, great call. Let's talk to Anne in Hampshire. Hi, Anne.
Oh, hello.
Your dog's the life and soul, I believe. Everyone wants your dog to come in.
I've got to say, she is the most beautiful dog, so well behaved that people cannot believe it. I often sit at a bar having a drink with the restaurant behind me, and so all the people in the restaurant can see her just sitting there. She doesn't bark, she doesn't touch anything, she just literally sits there. And one by one they come over and say, "Oh, isn't your dog good? Can I stroke her?" Yes, of course you can.
What kind of a dog?
She's a King Charles. She's a rescue dog. I've only had her since last July. She won't let me out of her sight. Right. If I go to the loo, she watches where I've been until I come back from wherever I've been. She saved my life.
All right, well, give her a name check. What's her name?
Honey.
Okay, what sort of part of the country are you in, so people can watch out for Honey today and come over and tell you how lovely she is?
They know her so well. I'm in the Southampton area. I'm in Ocean Village.
All right, if you see Honey today, say that you heard her being talked about on the Vanessa Show and everybody loves her. And thank you very much indeed.